How's my fellow nature photographers? Welcome to Todd Wetstein Photography. Today we're going to do a very quick video on JPEG versus RAW. It's not going to be very long. I still have notes over here you'll see me referring to. They call me clean slate, and I can't argue that. I'm a little bit forgetful. But if you stick around to the end of this quick video, I'm going to give you a secret tip about saving your images, particularly your JPEG files, to keep you from having those pixelated images, all the little squared out looking images. Nope, no more. Not going to do that. I'm going to show you how to keep from doing that. Very simple. This whole video is going to be pretty simple, and like I said, I'm going to keep it quick, so we're going to dive right into it. When I'm shooting 99% of the time, when I'm out shooting, 99.9% of the time, I'm going to be shooting a RAW file. I'm mostly wildlife. A RAW file gives me a little more power when I get it into Photoshop and Lightroom. I can brighten things easier. I can blow the photo up bigger and sell a bigger print. That's one thing that I like. I've sold things as big as 6 foot by 9 foot, and with the RAW file, I can do that. A JPEG, it'd be a very soft, if not squared out, pixelated image like we just referred to. The RAW file is going to be really a big file. It's going to take up a lot of space on your computer. A JPEG file, though, is going to be ready to print and hang on the wall right off the camera. A RAW file won't be. If we take a group photo, our JPEG file, when we upload it to the computer, we can send it to the printer, boom, print it, hang it on the wall, it's going to be good. Our photo of our RAW file that we hang on the wall straight off the camera, it's going to look like we passed away about a week ago. I'm not kidding you. It's going to look like we passed away about a week ago. We're going to have kind of a gray tint. There's not going to be saturation. There's not going to be any sharpening. We have to bring that in ourselves, okay? When we put that JPEG setting in our camera, we're telling our camera, process this yourself. I don't want to mess with it, okay? When we're put that RAW file command in there, we're telling the camera, just save it, we'll take care of it. What happens is the RAW file is actually so big the camera can't process it. It can just store that information, okay? That's where your software, your Photoshop, your Lightroom, your Capture One, or whatever software you happen to be using. I use Photoshop and Lightroom. You need a third-party software to be able to edit a RAW file because it's a big file. You need a powerful program, okay? A JPEG file, you can get Picasso or these free things on your computer and probably be just fine, not with a RAW file. Okay, why would I shoot a JPEG versus RAW? I shot for a motel one day, and I just had to, it was for their insurance company. I had to go in and shoot the rooms so the insurance company could see, yeah, they had beds in all the rooms, and they had lamps, and they had this. That way, if the motel burns down, they know that they're replacing beds those people actually had, okay? Now, if I was shooting this motel for the customers who are looking at a place to pick out to sleep and stay on a website, I would shoot that in a RAW file. And I'd make all those colors pop, and I'd perfect every part of that image. But at documentation, I'm coming home, I'm loading those JPEGs, I'm sending those JPEGs to the insurance company. They don't care what color it is, they don't care, if the saturation is off a little bit. They're documenting beds, lamps, doors, windows, things like that, okay? So I'm not going to edit that. But I would edit for the customer looking for a place to stay that's going on their website, Okay, another time that I shoot JPEG, and what I'll do is I'll use a JPEG fine plus RAW. So my camera is saving one of each. And I'll do sports football games or something like that, a basketball game. Now what I'll do is those JPEG files, when I get home from the event, I can upload those on my computer. I can put them on my Facebook page. I can put them on my website. And then people can get on there and say, hey, Todd, that was a cool photo of Jacob standing in the end zone, number 23. I would like that, okay? So I'm going to sell that one photo. I'll go back in on that photo, look at the raw file, and I'll edit that raw file. I'll bring a little more sharpening into the eyelashes and the eyes, whiten the teeth a little bit, fix dark areas, set saturation, and do things like that. And it's going to be a photo that I'm going to be proud that they hang on their wall, okay? Because I have set everything the way I want to do it. Now, I may shoot 1,000 pictures at a football game. And then each one takes about 15 minutes to edit. So I'm not going to try and do all that math, but I don't have time to edit all those photos. But I will edit every one of them that I sell. So by loading that JPEG up, I can quickly say, hey, this is what I got. If you're interested, let me know. Okay. If not, I've got good practice at the football game. That's why I do it. I try to stay sharp, getting that big zoom lens on the target fast, It's just practice. But I'm not going to edit every photo if somebody doesn't want it. The other reason why I like to shoot in RAW is being a wildlife photographer. Sometimes I'm shooting, or I say sometimes, most of the time, I'm shooting in a low light situation, early in the morning or late in the evening. So I can brighten my photos a little more, or I can darken, I can do things that I need to. If I'm shooting birds and stuff like that, a lot of times I'm shooting the shadow of the bird. So I can overexpose a little bit. If you've seen my video on how to read a histogram, then a raw file we can overexpose a little bit and bring back that detail. So that's another reason why I like shooting a raw file. I have more control, a lot more control. But in the beginning, what I recommend, probably shoot in JPEG, because you're going to be learning about shutter speeds, and until you get dialed in on shutter speeds, a lot of your images may be soft, and there's no sense in loading a computer up with a bunch of images that are going to go in the recycle bin, Just use your JPEG file, shoot more photos, get more practice, but, if you do shoot a raw file and it's not a good file and you upload it on your computer, it's not going to blow up or anything. You just there's no right or wrong answer. Shoot how you want to shoot, okay? I appreciate you stopping in on here, and before I head out the door, I promised you a little secret about saving our images to stop the pixelation. Okay, so we went out, we shot a bunch of cool images. We're going to want to edit those. Maybe we don't have time right now. What we got to do, we take those JPEG images, upload them on our computer, and right then, when we go to save them to the computer, go File, Save As, and save as a TIFF. Okay? A TIFF file has a lot more detail. Now what we're doing here, we're not bringing more detail out in this photo. It's not going to have any more detail than what it already had. It's not going to be a bigger file. We're not increasing the file size. But by saving this as a TIFF, if we save it as a JPEG, it's going to compress. Okay, so we're going to lose information. By saving as a TIFF, we can come back later, open up this TIFF file, do some editing. And let's say we edit a little bit, but then we're going to go to dinner. So we can save this as a TIFF, and we can come back a little bit later, open it up again, and work on it again. Now we get ready to email it, save it as a JPEG, email it. You still have the TIFF, okay? Don't ever get rid of that TIFF. Keep that TIFF in a TIFF file, in a TIFF folder, a separate place, and put your JPEGs, email files, or whatever in a different folder. But always have that, because then you can come back and you can work on that TIFF file. If you save as a JPEG, okay, and then you go to dinner, and you come back, I want to work on those photos, and we open them back up, we edit them, we can't finish, okay? We've edited, we set white balance and stuff, now baby needs to be fed. Okay. Save it as a JPEG? No, can't do that. It's going to compress again, okay? Then we're going to come back after we feed the baby, open it up, do a little more editing, we're going to save it again. It's going to compress again. This is where you're going to get pixelation, okay? If we work on that TIFF file and save it as a TIFF, there's no compression. Simple as that, okay? save your JPEG images on your computer as a TIFF file, leave them in a TIFF folder, wherever you choose. Work on those files, convert a file to a JPEG, put it in a JPEG folder, and then if you ever need to email that file again, you can open that JPEG folder, send that email. Okay? Simple as that. Well, thanks a lot for stopping here at Todd Wetstein Photography. I love that I'm helping with all your photography. I've appreciated all the comments and all the support. If you're watching this on YouTube, head over to my Patreon channel. It's a subscription-based video, but we can get in there and interact more. You'll have power to email me directly, or depending on your level of commitment to me, we can even sit down and do one-on-one Zoom meetings or one-on-one Facebook calls, and I can help you one-to-one. But whether you do that or not, thank you for listening. I hope this helps you. If there's anything else, leave it in the comments below. If there's something I can do to help you, anything you need help with, leave a comment. Give me some ideas. I appreciate it. Thanks again.